For vendors, the indicators are flashing red. A drop in net migration means a drop in house demand. The number of days a property sits on the market are up, prices are cooling, and January house sales reached a 7-year low. Slump? Crash? Bust? Or cool? To get the truth about the media hype, we went to Ashley Church from the New Zealand Property Traders Association.
I don't think it's reasonable to say that the property bubble has burst. It's stabilised where it is. The next few months will tell us whether it's going to deflate or stay where it is for a few years and then start going up again. What's causing people to stay away from property is high interest rates and negative publicity from the media, and the combination of those two things has really driven the market to where it now finds itself.
And the liquidation of the Joneses and their flat fee approach to agent commissions provided more fodder for the media doom and gloom, along with the theory that this year's record-breaking scorcher of a summer is to blame for keeping buyers at the beach.
That's nonsense. The reality is that one of the fundamental causes of the downturn in the current market is what you probably call an obsession by the Reserve Bank to squeeze inflation out of the economy, and it's done that by consistently increasing interest rates to the point we're now at, where basically interest rates have made many properties unaffordable. The people who are most affected or most adversely affected are mums and dads who've in many cases purchased investment property to fund their retirement, to take responsibility for themselves over the next few years. They're being hurt badly by an increase in interest rates, which in many cases is pushing their investment to breaking point.
Something Tim Arrowsmith from LJ Hooker Finance wholeheartedly agrees with.
Those people who have overgeared their houses, maybe to buy investment properties, or have bought houses with very high loans as opposed to the mortgage of the value of the house, will be struggling. Another group of people who will be struggling at the moment are those with fixed rate mortgages, and that fixed rate is now coming up for review. So if they fixed 2 years ago and they're reviewing now, the rate that they'll be paying will be significantly more than that they paid 2 years ago. Of course, if you buy and sell in the same market, it really doesn't make any difference as to the value of the house. The only important factor is the affordability of the mortgage that you use to buy that house.
On the positive side, what makes this a really great market for property buyers is that they can be more discerning, that there's a much greater choice of property and what they can buy for their dollar, and that they can drive a much harder bargain. What I'd be suggesting is, if you can take the emotion out of purchasing, rather than looking at one property, look at lots of properties, make ridiculous offers, offer 15, 20, 25% less than the vendor's asking. Somebody will say yes, and you'll end up with a very, very good buy for your money.
And when it comes to crunching the numbers, the Real Estate Institute's latest figures show it isn't all doom and gloom if you're selling. After reaching boiling point last November, the national median house price cooled to $340,000 in January. But that's nearly 4% up on the same time a year ago. While Auckland vendors take a big price hit, the Southland, Nelson and Marlborough regions are on the rise.
If you're thinking of selling your property in the current market, my advice would be make sure that it's priced realistically. Secondly, make sure that you are realistic about the amount of time that you expect that property to sell, and that will have expanded dramatically over the last little while. And thirdly, make sure that you're presenting your property as well as possible, because there's a lot of competition out there for buyers.
For more information on property investment, go to thetraders.co.nz. And for properties featured on tonight's show, go to ljhooker.co.nz for more details.